What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Wide Body Nation. Another stolen Charger video for you guys, specifically on my 2021 Dodge Charger SRT HELLCAT Red Eye Wide Body Red-Eye that was stolen about 2 months ago in April of 2020 in Dallas, Texas. Today's video is specifically on UCONNECT and, by extension, some other things that you can do to deal with, in my opinion, a very crappy system. And yes, UCONNECT kind of useful normally, but as soon as your car is stolen, in my opinion, it's a horrible, useless system, and you will see why. Now, in this video, I'm just mainly going to be explaining what happened to me and the little things, the beeps and the bops that happen, so that you can make an informed decision if or when your car is stolen or some other weird stuff happens that involves UCONNECT. Because I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a police officer. I'm not Einstein. I'm just a former 2021 Charger Hellcat owner that no longer has his car and has learned a lot of lessons over the past few months dealing with insurance and the police and everybody under the sun about these cars, right? So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button while you're here. If you're looking for more content regarding protecting your Mopars or just your cars in general. This video does apply to other car makes and models. It's just that you might have to replace UCONNECT with my Chevrolet or Ford Pass or my Subaru. The apps work a little different, but a lot of times there's a lot of overlap with this kind of stuff. So just because you're not a Mopar person doesn't mean that this video is not going to be potentially extremely helpful for you. Now, number one, let's get familiar with UCONNECT. Most of you guys know that this is what your UCONNECT home screen looks like, or your useful. It's like your digital key fob, right? You know, you get your lock, your unlock, you got a cool picture of your car that may or may not actually look like your car. A lot of times it does, so props to Dodge. You get start, cancel, horn. You can even do location. However, it does a pin drop location. So it gives you the map, and then if I ask for the location, it would just give you like a bloops, a pin drop. You'll see why that's important later, right? Basically, what I'm trying to show you guys is that I have full functionality of the app, but that's not for my car. That's for my trade-in, my 2018 Daytona that I traded in on the Hellcat, which, to my knowledge, has not been stolen since I've traded it in. Now, it was stolen previously. Anyway, so we're going to go onto the page, and so there's my old car. Here's my new car, right? Or what was my new car, and that's my red eye. You know, it's got the wide. I mean, it's a good picture. It's a wide body. It's even got the red interior. So I'm full screen today, so you guys can, see my big face and see my phone at least a little bit. But so we have our red eye there. But what happens when we go over? App is totally dysfunctional. Now, some of you guys might know this, some of you might not. But this is probably the biggest takeaway of the video, although stuff I say after this will also be helpful for you. So I would say to the end, but if you take one thing away, it is this right now. What it says is my Dodge Charger, right? And it says stolen vehicle assistance. You have notified authorities that your vehicle was stolen. To deactivate the stolen vehicle prompt, please call SiriusXM Guardian customer care. Now, why does my app look like this? Well, obviously it's because my vehicle was stolen, but how does your app go from working to not working? Well, basically what happens is, I'll tell it to you in a story. My car was stolen overnight, Friday night, Saturday morning. I come out in the morning, about 7 in the morning, call the police. Obviously the car's gone, poof, gone. I call the police. As many of you know, you have to file the report in person, so you either have to go to local precinct or you have to have an officer come out to you. So an officer was coming out to me 30, 45 minutes later. In the meantime, when I was waiting, when we were searching the local area for the car, I called SiriusXM to let them know the car was stolen. And they said, okay, they made a couple of keystrokes, asked me a couple of questions, but they did not initiate a stolen vehicle yet because they didn't have a police report number. So a lot of companies, whether it's your insurance company, whether it's SiriusXM, whether it's an aftermarket tracking company, whether it's your grandma, everybody wants a police report number. And that's kind of the little iceberg for your case. That's the cornerstone of your new misfortune. Everyone always asks for it. Insurance, police, or obviously the police, but insurance, UConnect, everybody, right? So I called UConnect back after I got the police report, and that is when my app got shut down. And they basically said, "Hey, we're shutting down your app. You don't get a say in it." And it's basically because they don't want you to go repo your car yourself because they know that there's the tracking feature on there, right? So I am not telling you what to do, but I am telling you that what happened to me as soon as I called UConnect because my vehicle was stolen and I told them that, they disabled the app. Like I literally can't do any as far as this Dodge Charger goes, I cannot do anything on it. I can look at the VIN, but the only thing I can do for my former car, my 2021 REDEYE Charger, is just look at the screen. Now, have I tried to get them to deactivate it? At this point, I might be able to. It's 2 months later, but from what they told me, it takes about they do it in week chunks from what I understand. So they do 1 week of trying to look for it, and then you have to call them again and say, "Hey, we haven't found it yet." So they'll look for it for another week. But in my opinion, UConnect isn't looking very hard because multiple people on Instagram let me know and contacted the police about my car and information they had, and the car was not chopped to pieces from what they said. Apparently, it was still driving around, may or may not. I don't know. I gave them the police report number. That's another reason you want the police report number because if you have people who are trying to give you information, it's better if they. So, what I did was if people would give me information, I would say, "Hey, thank you for the information. If you feel it's credible enough, here's my police report number," because the police can't put any stock in third, fourth hand information. If my mom calls me and then I call the police telling them what my mom said, they're like, just have your mom call. The more people in between, the more the information gets messed up. So that is what I did. I gave people the police report number. If they want to report, they could. If they didn't, then that's their own prerogative, right? Because I don't want to be the one responsible for misreporting something to the police. Anyway, now what can you do? Well, I'm not telling you what to do or not to do with UConnect, but I can tell you that if you get an app such as Mopar EVTS, which looks like this, on my phone. So I have all these different, Ford, Supra, Chevy. Mopar EVTS, which is Mopar Electronic Vehicle Tracking System, that app gives you what's called a snail trail. Now, I would have to log in, right? But this is what it gives you because I have screenshots from when my previous car, the Charger, the 2018 Charger, was stolen. And check that out. It doesn't just give you pin drops. It'll give you a pin drop or a moving pinpoint when the car is moving, if the car is moving, so you know where it actually is. But you can actually see everywhere the car went on each trip. So I have each trip on here screenshotted, and then I just switch over. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so like you can see the car was probably just running and parked here, and then boom, they did a little sprint here on the highway. But this Mopar EVTS app, or really any other GPS tracking app that gives you what I call a snail trail, and actually tracks exactly where you go, kind of like the old Garmin GPSs do. On the Garmin's, how you could have it follow you, so you could retrace your steps. I know that's like total 20, like 2008, but whatever. This was super helpful when we recovered my 2018 that was stolen in Nashville. Because I went to file the police report and then I just sat there with the police and I showed them the app and so the sergeant was on his mic just telling his patrol guys, okay, hey, they're turning left on Second. Okay, now they're north on Broadway. Okay, blah, 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 okay, all right on Fourth. So over the radio, they tracked the dude down super quickly with this app. Now with UConnect, you would have to be sitting there like refresh, 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 refresh. And if the trail went cold, the UConnect would only be the last dot that you did or the app auto did. Whereas this app is if the trail went cold, at least you would have a direction and a last known location. Plus, if they moved your car again out of some place that was not trackable, then it might pop. So it might be a snail trail, boom, 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 and then if my face is a a metal lined building, it would be like nothing, nothing, nothing. And then if they kept moving it, it would pick back up over here, and you would kind of see where it was going, right? So honestly, yeah, these tracking devices are not necessarily cheap. Usually cost a few $100 a year, and you got to pay for the device because it's more like a service. But uh, it did help me recover my 2018 Charger rather quickly. I mean, we're talking minutes basically from filing the police report, whereas my 2021 Charger REDEYE HELLCAT is still unrecovered. And yeah, a lot of you guys are jumping on me in the comments saying that, oh, why didn't you have a tracking device installed? And you are right about that. I will highlight the fact that a Dodge dealership that I bought the car at, Gary Matthews Motors in Clarksville, Tennessee, they told me that my Mopar EVTS was not transferable, whereas they were incorrect, as they found out when I called them and told them my car was stolen, and I talked to all of their managers, more of the managers than I had already talked to. But yeah, the device is transferable for Mopar EVTS. So if you have a dealership tell you that it's not, according to multiple sources, including the manufacturer, it is. And I plan on installing that probably on my next vehicle, maybe not, because it was so useful. Lastly, I'm going to go ahead and shrink the screen down real quick, but if you guys are looking to protect your challenge, currently he only has it for the Challenger, but make sure you check destroyer1320.com. He is a fellow YouTuber. He has a Destroyer Gray 1320, and he has this neutral strap cover. Then this is the way they stole my car. They broke in, and then they pulled the lever that is under this piece of metal. Now, let me go back real quick. Let me go back again, and you'll see what it looks. Okay, so he's got kind of a little montage going right here, right? Let's see. Yeah, here we go. So that's what your neutral strap usually looks like, and that's how they put my car in a neutral and pushed it onto a tow truck. So check out destroyer1320.com. He is already making them for the Challenger. He is doing some research and development, sizing on Chargers and 300s, on Chrysler 300s, and I believe he is looking into Rams and other Mopar products as well, because all of these cars seem to have some way that you can relatively easily jack them into neutral. So his solution definitely will prevent thieves from being able to steal your car as quickly. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Leave a comment below on what tracking devices you recommend, on what anti-theft devices you recommend. If you don't mind hitting the like button while you're down there, or not, I don't really care, but if you want to do a burnout on the like button, go right ahead. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, this is not advice. This is not telling you what to do. It is just telling you what happened to me, so that going forward, you can make more educated decisions with your, UCONNECT, My Chevrolet, whatever it may be. So appreciate you tuning in. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you for the next video.